What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Here we are at about $87,600 on this, the 26th of March. We have been stalling out, moving sideways, which has essentially been the call for the past couple of days. Um, the acceptable outcome could be that we move up a little bit more, but I don't think that we do. I really do think, as I've said in the past couple of videos, what moves up will get sold into. What gets sold will get bought into. We'll probably just move sideways. We'll do one of a few things, right? My assumption would be we move sideways, and then as we get closer to the end of the month, maybe Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or even Monday, then we'll start to drop at an immaculate rate, right? Just like we did before. We'll probably see prices down at about 74 to 69K, something like that. I don't think that we go below 70K though. Personally, I don't even think we go below 71K in all honesty, but something in that range, 74 to 69, 68K. We could go lower and it's fine. We don't have to go that low, but I really do think that we would at least see $74,000. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Or instead of moving sideways, maybe what we do is we form some kind of slow bleed down, slow bleed, and then once it comes time, then we drop, right? So it's going to be boring one way or another. It's either going to be volatile and tradable, or it's going to be boring. One of the two things. It's very possible that we could drop at any minute. Make no mistake, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if we did see this drop commence any moment now. It could start today, it could start tomorrow, but I would just think it would be closer to this event of April 2nd. A lot of people, the thing that I'm not necessarily excited about, and we'll see if it plays out. Maybe it's not a big deal, but people seem to be getting bullish on April 2nd when it's a negatively received news event. That it's supposed to be a negative event, you guys. If you think it's going to be a bullish event, that means that we're going to sell on that day and through that day. That's not that's not good. We want it to be a negatively received event. That way, when it happens, we can pump through it. Okay, that's what you want. It has to be a negative event. Stop getting bullish on April 2nd. That's not what we want. What we want to happen. I know that Trump has redacted or at least hinted at the fact that that there might be some exceptions to the tariffs on April 2nd. But I'm assuming those exceptions came at some kind of cost to whoever the exceptions will be made for, and I don't think that they're going to be as broad as people are expecting, right? But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, right? I'm sure it will be at this point more dramatic than what the general public is assuming it to be, or at least the smart-minded public is assuming it to be, and that's not a good thing, right? When I say smart-minded, I just mean there's a bunch of people who are like crazy anti-Trump, so anything he does is bad. And it's okay if you're anti-Trump, but just to assume that the tariffs are going to be bad for the economy and it's going to destroy the whole world's economy, that's crazy stuff. If you think that it's going to be a wonderful event that's going to boost the economy, it's going to be phenomenal in time, sure. I think that in time it'll level the playing fields. It'll be a fair-if event, and there will be good things to come from it. But I think immediately speaking, I mean, the last two times that we've had these tariff events, however long they've lasted, with pauses, with pullbacks, whatever, we've seen negative news into them. So I think we are going to dump into this one as well. And this is kind of, I don't think it's the final event, so we'll see how it goes. Um, when I say I don't think it's the final event, I mean I don't think it's the final tariff event. I do think it's the final event as far as the drop goes. But who knows, man? I'm more of a chart guy. I shouldn't talk about geopolitical stuff too much because I'm not that aware of all that stuff. I mean, I'm aware of it, but I don't have experience, right? I have experience talking about this stuff, right? I'm a chart monkey. Ooh, ah, ah. You know what I'm talking about? $87,520 right now. I do believe we're going down. This is somewhat of a double top. That's a harsh rejection on the 4 hour with a lot of volume to back it up. You had some volume coming in here and you didn't really go anywhere. We did find support at prior areas of resistance. There was reasons to believe that you're going higher, but you didn't do it, man. You could not do it. So I think that we're turning around there from a high to a low. What do we hit? 1272, hit the 786, back to the 1272. If we do get below the golden ratio, if we get below about $85,800, that to me would validate the notion that we are going lower. That's what my thoughts would be, that we're probably going to go lower, and that's fine. That's fine if we do. I very much do anticipate that we'll see 74K and lower, but the 85,800 is a nice area to watch. That's the golden ratio there, 85,800 on this relative fib. On a more significant note, if we take this relative high here to this relative low here, the most significant area to me that would need to hold if you want to have some kind of bullish momentum at all would be the 236 here, and that's at about $80,700. So if we close below that, just understand at that point, I don't care how bullish you are, you're in denial if you believe that we're not going to see lower lows. The only exception there would be if we form some kind of triple bottom pattern, which we could do. It's possible. but I doubt it. Most triple bottoms, most triple tops, they're just momentary pauses. They're not actual bottoms or tops. They're just consolidation phases that inevitably break through. So it wouldn't surprise me if we found a little bit of support here and then continue to drop later. It wouldn't surprise me if we just drop through the floor. But when is it going to happen? My thoughts are it'll probably be closer to this event of April 2nd. And beforehand, I do think, and a lot of people, I've had the discussion with some people who are newfound friends and people who are old found haters, and people who've been old found friends too. I've had this discussion with actually several people, people saying that the tariff that April 2nd is already priced in, but that doesn't make sense, right? Because if you're saying April 2nd is already priced in, this event here, we've been moving up into this event. You know, already being priced in would mean that we'd be at the lows still. I get that we've moved down a lot, but it's a pretty shallow drop for the average drop for Bitcoin, right? I mean, in a bull cycle, from a high here to a low there, that's not even a 30% drop. And if we look at this too, we look at this fib here. Hold on, let me get that back on there. This fib here, what we've done is we found resistance at the golden ratio zone. Have we even closed? Did we close above it or did we not? We closed below it, right? We've wicked above it twice. We had a tweezer top there, and it looks like we're going to go lower. So again, 80,700 is the area to watch. I think 85, what was it, 85.6, 85.4, something like that. That'll be a first kind of compelling argument to the downside. Until then, we're just range bound. And I really wouldn't be surprised if this move happened predominantly over this weekend. It's either going to be this coming weekend, starting Friday after the stock market closes. That's my assumption. Maybe it starts Friday, as soon as Friday starts. I don't know. Maybe it starts earlier. Or it could start at the latest early next week, maybe during the weekday, or the actual work week itself, during the stock week, but during the beginning of next week is when I would think it happens. But sometime either at the end of this week, when the week is closed, or sometime after this week is closed, and then during the very beginning of next week. I don't know. That's kind of my expectation. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Been calling for this for a while, right? Called some of these little short-term upside moves too, and I don't know why, but the haters hate that. They say that I flip and flop in the wind. I'm not talking to you, AZ. I'm talking. There's plenty of other haters that say that. Trust me. Me and AZ are cool now. But I don't know how flipping bear or bullish here and we go up, and then flipping bearish here and we go down, and then flipping bullish right here and then we go up, and then flipping bearish here and looks like we're going to go down. I don't know how that's. I mean, I might be changing my direction, but if it's with the flow, that's not a bad thing, right? Like you should, if you want to trade, if you want to be an opportunist, if you want to understand the markets, you should at least practice that. And I'm not even trading Bitcoin, but I like to make those calls for people who might be, or who want to understand how the technicals work, right? Went from the golden ratio down to the 382, and we came back up to the golden ratio. I've closed below it twice. This is not productive behavior. It's somewhat productive, but really it's a standstill at the golden ratio. Yes, we wicked above it. Yes, we had higher highs, but we closed right at this wicking high. That's not enough. You have to close above it, and we haven't done that. So I really do believe we're going to go lower. I think it's just a matter of time before we see 74K, or probably prices below there, 70K. I don't believe that we go below 70K, but I accept that we could, and that's okay if we do. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. We could go to like 64K, 68K, whatever, 69. But I do think that we will at least see something that's below 74K. If not, if I had a real genuine guess, I would think something that's just below 72K, right above 71K. That's kind of my expectation. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. It's just the same old stuff, right? Yes. Or maybe no. Let's see. Have we broken out of this? Let's see. We've broken out of the daily downtrend. We have broken out of the daily downtrend, the RSI. That's a good sign. But if we break back into it, which is possible, that's not necessarily a bad sign, but there goes this good signal that we have, right? And likely that'll just confirm that we are going lower. If not, maybe, we could see some kind of slow bleed and then find support at the 50 and then move up. That's possible too, but I don't see us moving up from here, guys. I think we would have done it already if we were. I think we would have had more volume if we were, but time will tell. Inevitably, you guys know where we're going, right? Low to high here. 1618. Once you break through that, the 1886 to 200 level comes online. The 2272 is also a possible target area. So something in this range here is what I would expect. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.